Our next guest comes to us as we know of that magic date of April 15th. And that scares a lot of folks. So we want to help us get prepared for that by welcoming Mr. Gary Hellmen, who is a tax counselor with the Winston-Salem Tax Aid AARP services. Good afternoon, Gary.
Hi, Alvin.
Well, as I said, I know I'm a bit nervous with April 15th right around the corner. But let's help our community learn more about what you do and about the AARP Tax Aid resource. How long has this service been available and how much does it cost?
Well, we've been in Winston-Salem about 15 years. And a good thing to know is that our service is entirely free. It's without charge.
Did you hear that, listeners? This does not cost you anything. And so let's listen to Gary tell us more about this. So why is this service even offered?
Yeah, well, it's pretty obvious that there is a large unmet need for the kind of tax preparation service that our program does offer to the community. And I think the best evidence of that is the fact that last year we did approximately 1,600 tax returns for our community members. Again, all free. And this year it's started off with a bang as well. We have a lot of people that have already had their taxes done, but we're also accepting appointments for tax preparation through April the 11th. That's going to be the last day that we prepare income taxes. Okay,
so listeners, you heard that, April 11th to utilize this service. And so let me ask, Gary, do people have to be members of AARP to utilize your services?
No, and I'm glad you asked that. So there's a couple of misconceptions that need to be cleared up. So number one is that our tax folks don't have to be members of AARP. They don't have to be above age 50. They can be any age. And it doesn't matter what your income is. So there's no income restrictions on the types of returns that we can do.
Wow. Okay, so I want our listeners to hear this again now because I know a lot of folks get a little nervous about tax time. Tell us again how much it costs and what are the eligibility.
Right. So once again, you do not have to be a member of AARP. You do not have to be over age 50. You can be any age. And there is not an income limit for that. So, we do a lot of returns that are all over the spectrum.
Wow. And so let me ask then, do people have to make an appointment with you? How do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that too. So the best thing that people can do, yes, is to make an appointment. And so the best way to do that is to call our number. And can I go ahead and give our number now?
Please do, yes.
Yeah. So our number is 336-777-6189. And call that number for an appointment. And you can also pick up a tax packet at any of the 4 libraries where our staff are preparing tax returns.
Okay, so we have 4 libraries. And please, let's go ahead and give those libraries where they can drop by.
Okay, so the 4 libraries are the Clemens Branch Library, the Renolda Manor Branch Library, the Central Library downtown, and the Southside Branch Library. You can pick up tax packets at any one of those locations. Just ask the people working the front desk that you'd like a tax packet. And a lot of the information, basically all the information that you need is going to be inside that tax packet.
Okay, great. So that is great information. And let's go ahead and give some tips now even to help individuals who may want to use your services. What advice would you give people who want to use your services?
Yeah, so the best thing to do is number one is to be organized. So certainly have all of your tax documents ready and in one place. So when you come in to see us, you will need a photo ID. You'll need some Social Security information, either a Social Security card or a Social Security statement if in fact you're receiving Social Security benefits. So those 2 things are absolutely necessary to get going. Then the best thing is to, again, organize the tax documents that you may have received. And those are things like W-2s if you're still working, 1099-Rs if you're receiving retirement income. You'd get one of those kinds of forms. So basically, those are Social Security forms if, in fact, you're receiving Social Security benefits. So those are the main things to make sure that you have together and all ready to go. One other form that I might want to mention that's extremely important is some of our taxpayers receive their health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. Okay? And in fact, if they receive their health care this way, then they're typically issued what's called a 1095A form. It's very important to bring that 1095A form with you if you come in, if in fact you're receiving your health benefits through that program.
Great. So again, listeners, we're talking to Gary Hellmen, who's a tax counselor with AARP Winston-Salem Tax Aid, and he's just shared a lot of information about the services that are available to us as citizens of Forsyth County. And I want Gary to go ahead one more time and say what criteria, what's the eligibility, what's the cost, how can I get in touch with you?
So one at a time.
Yes.
So probably first and foremost, the most important thing is there is no charge for our services. All of us are volunteers, and we are more than happy to contribute our time and our expertise to the community for this, what we feel, extremely important service. So the other thing is that how to get started. The best thing to do is to either give us a phone call, and I'll give that number again. It's 336-777-6189. Call that number. And that phone is staffed Monday through Friday from 9 until 4. So if you want to call during that time, that's the best time, although you could call other times and leave a message. But the best thing to do would be to call that time. Okay. Then the other thing to do is to swing by one of those 4 libraries that I mentioned. That's the Clemens Branch Library, the Renolda Manor Branch Library, the Central Library, or the Southside Branch Library, and pick up one of our tax packets. There's a lot of information there, including inside there are questionnaires that you will need to fill out before you come in. And if you have all of your tax documents organized, then everything will just go great. We can get you in and out usually within an hour, and your taxes will be electronically filed that day.
Wow. I just want to thank you, as you said, for volunteering your time, your service to our community, and for making our community better for all of our citizens. Thank you, Gary.
You bet. It is absolutely our pleasure. We have a great team of volunteers that are very enthusiastic about what we do, and we hope that everybody, especially those in need, take advantage of our services.
Great. Thank you again.
Thank you.